Hi, Lynn. Hi, Angelica. This is Jessica Peterson. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier and accepting this free video. I'm super excited you did because today I'm going to walk you through 3 things you guys can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge impact on your business. And I know that it will because we've applied these same strategies with over 50 other restoration businesses just like you guys across the US, and it's made a huge impact on their businesses. Right now, you're only getting about 7 people organically to your website per month, and that means you're missing out on over 70% of the available jobs every single month by not having these strategies employed. And so today we're going to talk 3 main things. We're going to talk about your content, your citations, and finally backlinks, okay? So here we are on your site. You have a decent site here. When it comes to ranking on Google, content is key. Google doesn't rank websites based on appearance. It is based on the content. So you do need to have the separate pages for each of your major services, which it looks like you have, which is good. We also do recommend having these service area pages that you have. However, if you were to actually look at all of these pages and go to these pages, they're all the exact same page. This is all duplicate content. The only difference is they're switching out the names. And so Google actually frowns upon that. We don't want duplicate content. Every single page needs their own original content focused on the local keywords for your services in that community. That allows you to be found and indexed for those keywords so your customers can find you in these service areas, okay? But Google does not like duplicate content, and so it's not going to be indexing and keywords that you may or may not be trying to target in that area, okay? Now, your homepage is the most important page of your entire website, as it does tie all of the other pages together. And so you do need a good amount of content, okay? You need at least 1,500 words or more of written content. And the content in your images also need to be optimized as well. So we want to make sure all the images on your website are optimized with the local keywords. I understand that you serve all of Central Texas, but we do need to focus on a specific location. Notice this just says rectangle 108. This is not an optimized image. And so these need to be saved with local keywords like San Diego. I'm sorry, not San Diego. Let's see. San Antonio. Water damage restoration San Antonio. Water removal San Antonio. Mold removal San Antonio. Okay, we need to focus on those local keywords. 90% of the people that are in need of your service and searching every single month don't know who you are, so they're not going to be searching your brand. They are going to be searching those local keywords. So we do have to focus on those local keywords. Yes, you can use some Texas keywords, but we do need to hyper focus on the local area we're serving. So if your main location is San Antonio, the home page, all the service pages need to be built around San Antonio keywords. Having a form here is great to help with conversions, but we have found that if you move this form all the way to the top above the fold here, we see about 80% more in conversions when you do finally get people on your website, okay? So we don't just want to get them here, we want them to convert. So having these call to actions is good, but having a form on top is really going to help you guys a lot. Now, as we keep going here, we got a ton of interlinking, and interlinking is important, but that's pretty much all you have on your home page. So you have your interlinking of your services here. Okay. Customer reviews, this is great. It builds trust. We have very minimal actual content information about your services and no keywords. No local keywords, no nothing. And yes, you have tabs for a couple different services. This homepage needs to be built around all of your major services. And so that content needs to have that local keywords as well. But then we get into locations, and pretty much the rest of your homepage is locations. And the locations are important, but this isn't how Google is going to index you, okay? So all of these are the same link. The same internal link on every single one of these tiles here. There'll be one page that goes to these pages that it's all duplicate, and then all of these are the exact same link. So it's like overkill on this interlinking here, so none of this is actually helping you at all. It's just redundant. And then there's really nothing here, and then it goes kind of funky down here, all the way down. So the menu's not collapsing. It's just an awkward experience, okay? But thankfully, Google's not ranking based on that appearance. It is the content. They're sending crawlers to your website, which are like little mini robots, and it scans all of this information throughout your entire website, all the text, all the images, to understand who you are, what you're about, what type of services do you offer, and where do you offer those services. So if you don't have the right type of written content, you don't have a real content keyword strategy, Google has no idea what exactly you do and where you do it, and so it's impossible for them to send you customers, okay? If we look at your top competitor for water damage in your area, it is American Water Damage. They have a decent website. Not fantastic, but it's decent. They serve multiple areas and have the separate service area pages. They have separate service pages. They got a ton of pages that aren't in this navigation. They do a lot of long form blogs. But they also don't really have any content on this homepage. So it kind of boggles me how much traffic they actually get. But, so these guys are going to be very beatable for you guys. You just have to do better. Better content, better quality content, more keyword structure, more pages, more of the long form blogs. And those are going to help you guys out quite a bit. Now we know when your customer does a search in Google, they'll do a search something like this, right? And when they do, there's 3 main spots that your website can own on Google, meaning be at the top of the page for, okay? And that's going to be like cost per click ads and these local service ads. If that's something you want to do, this could be extremely profitable as long as you have your processes dialed in and the right type of landing pages. You're not just sending them to your main website. If you have those dialed in, it can be really profitable. If not, it can be kind of a big money pit, and you want to get those dialed in first. The second section here, this is the Google Business Profile, the map pack. This section is really important because 30% of people come straight here and do not go anywhere else. So if you are not one of these top 3 companies, you're leaving money on the table and you're sending those jobs to your competitors. So in order to get in this top 3, you do have to optimize your profile, but even more so, you have to go and get citations. And citations are simply listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories, like the Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Yelp, Glassdoor. Even your social media pages are citations. So you need a lot of those citations, and you need more than your competitors. And so that's going to help you significantly to get your profile up into the top 3. And this last section here, this is called the organic section. This is the most important section here. because 60 to 70% of people will skip the ads. They will skip the Google Maps, and they're going to come right here. So in order for your website to come here, it needs to be properly optimized and built with the right content and keyword structure. And then you need to support this website with SEO backlinks, okay? So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to tell us how your website is performing. And we can see you have a rating of 11 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, okay? That means Google doesn't quite trust your website yet. And that is partly because of the quality of the website, but more so the power you're trying to send to the website. Your website is a tool, and tools require power. And we do that by sending backlinks. But what's important to understand is that not all backlinks are created equal. Not all backlinks are good. You only get credit for one backlink per referring domain, and the referring domain is just the website that's sending you the physical link. And so you've got over 4,000 spam links here, which is significantly hurting your score, okay? You only want good quality do follow links that are closely related to your service and businesses. So they could be coming from other home service businesses, vendors, etc. Sure, you could try and get links from like Burger King or Pizza Hut, right? Because they're high quality websites, but because you don't serve food, they actually don't serve you. They don't help you. They're actually more harm than they are good. So we have to focus getting the right type of links. Disavow the bad links and get good links. And you need better quality links than your competitor and more of them. And when you get those good links, this score is going to increase. Google's going to trust your website more. It's going to promote your website up higher. And it's going to help you rank those keywords. Right now, your website doesn't really have any real content, no real keyword strategies. You've only been indexed for 13 keywords. You're only getting 7 people to your website per month. And if we look at those keywords, there's 10 spots per page on Google, and the only traffic you have coming in is branded. So you're missing out on all the people that are actively searching that don't know who you are. Over 70%, okay? None of the other keywords are beginning to rank. There's 10 spots per page on Google. So any actual real keywords are 3+ pages back, okay? Now when we look at your competitor, they have a low score as well with 600 backlinks. Majority of those are spammy as well, which is why the score is so low. So we don't need to copy all their links. We just need to do better quality links, okay? But they have a lot of service areas, a lot of blogs, so a lot of pages, and a lot of content. So they've been indexed for over 300 words, and they're getting over 1,400 people every single month to their website. And when we look at these keywords, there's a ton of potential volume here that you're missing out on for the areas that you're serving. Just water damage restoration in San Antonio alone is 500 search for that one keyword that you're missing out on. You're not even being indexed for it, okay? So you definitely need to work on this content and keyword strategy so you can become more competitive and eventually outrank these guys, okay? It is absolutely doable, but you do need to follow these steps that I've just shown you today. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, apply it yourself, and start today and start helping more people in your community. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner to help you get there, give us a call at Peterson SEO. This is our specialty. We specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to reach out, ask questions, reply to my email, give us a call or text, and we'd be happy to chat. And we'd also love to hear what you thought of this video so we can continue to make them better. So thank you so much for watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.